Welcome to the OhioRAAM Show.
Okay, Jim, we both forgot to turn it on then.
Yeah.
But we are here. Lee
Yes,
Kreider here with
definitely.
the OhioRAAM Show. We had that beautiful introduction, and I worked on it with a holiday mood, and I forgot to switch it on. Oh, geez, I don't know.
I was too busy watching it. I was enjoying it.
We were enjoying it here. No, everybody missed it. Oh, dear. At any rate, Lee Kreider here with the OhioRAAM Show. I think this is number 343, isn't it, Jim? I forget.
Yes, it is.
A show about where we put the ultra cycling, Jim.
Yep, and out here, and want to mention our great sponsors here: the OhioRAAM time stations, Blanchester, Oxford, and Chillicothe.
Right, and we are here, and we want to make sure you are here. Be sure to give us a like if you're on Facebook, subscribe if you're on YouTube, and smash those like buttons. We appreciate that a great deal. And
Definitely.
We are all ready for chats. If you've got a comment or question, put it in here. We've had a little bit of fun this morning getting things together, getting online, but we are all here. I don't know, Jim, do you think it's because so many people are using video and everything these days that's causing us all this trouble?
I really believe that. Everybody's taxing the internet and probably doing their last minute shopping.
And using Zoom and all that kind of stuff.
Definitely.
Okay, well, tell you what, we first of all have some sad news.
Mm-hmm.
And that is the fact that we have to say our goodbyes to Jackie Schlitter. Let me get the banner off there. Jackie is and her husband John were very respected persons in the recumbent bicycle fraternity. They had have a recumbent shop in Florida and are well known there. They're also well respected here in the ultra cycling community as well. And I find out chatting with people here and there around the world this past week that this has really been a bummer for us. She had a long illness. Our hearts go out to John and her children at this time, and wish them the very best as they try to recover during this holiday season. But we had a joy. Thursday morning, I opened up my phone and I found this photograph of Dr. Janice Schufelt up in Juneau, Alaska, getting one of the first COVID shots up there. Janice,
Definitely.
Well, if we would have had that lead on air, you would have seen Janice at Time Station 42 getting a leg massage and poking French fries into her face, but we both screwed up this morning, didn't get that started in time, and so that happened. But it just gave me a degree of pleasure and hope that the vaccine is getting out there. And Jim, you're not going to take it, are you?
Yeah, no, I can't. But hopefully everybody else taking it will help us that can't take it. So I'm sure that'll happen.
Exactly right. So it's important for all of us that can to get the vaccine, because
Definitely.
that helps protect people like Jim who cannot take it. And we're looking forward to that.
Definitely.
Jim,
and getting things back to normal.
Get back to normal as soon as we can here, and have 2021 becoming a great racing season. Jim, got any news particularly?
Nothing on this side. Just wishing everybody holidays from my end.
Same thing here. Well, I've asked Jim, and I'm indulging you with a little personal privilege today as we end 2020. This is our last broadcast for 2020. We're going to take a couple weeks off here to just get refurbished and reorganized. And it's been a momentous year in many ways, hasn't it, Jim?
Definitely. Yes.
Well, I want to say from a personal side that I was in the hospital, in and out of the hospital, most of November and December of last year. And I made up my mind that the show was getting to be too much and I couldn't do it anymore, and I was going to close it down. Got some treatment and some special procedures done, and I'm feeling much better than I did. But I had stuck with the idea of closing it down. And then in January, as the virus hit Europe, none other than that patrician gentleman of ultracycling, Valerio Zamboni, there at Monte Carlo. I don't know. I don't think I mentioned this to him. He seemed to get the idea, maybe. I don't know. But bless his heart, he sent me a text and he said, we're all depressed over here in Europe. The races are all being shut down, and we need your help to keep hope alive. So I thought, okay. So we started back up and started with a tour to hope, bringing back some of the people we've had on the show over the past, Ballo and those people. And so we started in again. And then we had started these little 5 to 7 minute mini shows with people who had done WCA records and so forth. And those seemed to go very well. And then VRAAM come along, Jim.
Definitely, yes.
And two important things happened, or three, during VRAAM. We had lots of shows from a variety of writers all around the world. Jim joined us in the middle of all that, and I've kind of suckered him into being a part of this show. And he's got he's a partner now in a very real way. And we learned the joy of going live. So here we are. We aren't closed down. We're going strong. Indeed, I looked it up. Jim, we have done 79 shows in 2020. Wow. And I think that's more than we've done in any other year. So much for closing it down. No, we're going to keep on going, aren't we, Jim?
Definitely. Hats off to you, Lee, and I appreciate you dragging me in because it's been a real enjoyable year and a good way to pass the time and talking to all the great ultracyclists.
Valerio's there, I see. Did he hear him talking about us?
Yeah, he got that feeling and decided to jump on.
Valerio, we appreciate you so much. And listen, anybody else out there, please give us a hello and a comment, question, anything that you think might be of importance. Now, Gregory Zuber, let's see if we can get him in here. I don't. Gregory's been having all kinds of trouble, and we just want to. Gregory, hang around. Maybe we'll see you later on. Gregory is the voice of the OhioRAAM Show. He does that startup. I won't try to imitate him, but welcome to the OhioRAAM Show and so forth. And I just wanted you to see him. Thank you, Gregory. If you can hear us out there, can you hear us?
Definitely.
Sometimes he can hear him. Okay, well, Gregory, we love you and thank you for doing what you do. Sorry, it didn't work out. Okay, I see John Brady here saying hello. Glad to have you with
John.
us.
And then we got Eric Gomez also from Tulsa.
Greetings from Tulsa. Hey, that's your home state, isn't it, Jim?
Yep, I was born in Midwest City, Oklahoma.
Oh, you got
beautiful area.
Okay. Well, listen. Hey, we fooled around too much. We've got an important guest here. Let's bring Hitendra Mahajan in on here. Sorry for messing up your name there.
No problem.
How are you?
No problem.
How are you today?
I'm doing great. How are you all? It's a pleasure to be here.
Well, it's a pleasure to have you
yes,
for a variety of reasons. And I'll tell you what, you have made quite a hit in the ultracycling community because we're always looking for young talent. And Jim's going to talk about your India North South, or North South
Definitely.
side here in a bit. But I get the idea from some photos that's appeared on your Facebook page that you started cycling seriously when you were quite young, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
Well, say more about it. I mean, when did you do your first metric century, your first mile century? Give us a little history.
Okay, so basically, I was, handed over a tricycle from the age when I was not even able to walk. So I have a great past with a bicycle. So yeah, since a very small age, a cycle has a different kind of attachment to my life. Growing up and having parents, my father Hitendra Mahajan and my uncle Mahindra Mahajan, who are already a RAM finishers, and being into an adventure background, I took up cycling. So it was at the age of 11 when I did my first 200 kilometers breve, which is organized by Odex.
Wow.
Yeah. So at the age of 11, I did it within the time. I did it in 13 hours 17 minutes, which made me a finisher for the BRM. And later on, actually, the rule came into implementation that under the age of 18 you cannot do these BRMs. So yeah, then later on, all the cycling that I did was completely competitive and racing. It was never an with an outlook of endurance cycling. I was into cycling. I represented my state in the road nationals around 3 times, and I was completely into time trialing and racing. It was just 3 months prior in this lockdown that I thought of, I dreamt of doing RAM solo, and I talked to my dad that I want to do this race across America in a solo category, probably next year. So how feasible it is for us? My dad said that if you work hard, you just got my back, you got all my support, so go ahead. So I started training for it, and with that motto, just with the span of 3 months, I got into endurance, and with the training of 3 months, I attempted this Guinness World Record for um, India North to South, which was also officiated by World Ultra Cycling Association, and now it's a new record. Yeah.
Definitely. You did awesome.
Well, I remember your father and your uncle. I believe I'm right that they were the first Indians to complete the race across America as a two-person team.
Absolutely.
And we had them on the show at that time. I don't remember if it's before or after, but I enjoyed them. And apparently, you have that DNA in your system.
Definitely.
Yeah.
You are. And so Jim's going to talk to you about this India North South thing, which just absolutely blows my mind.
Definitely. I think it's the K to K, correct?
Yeah, Kashmir to Kanyakumari.
Gotcha. What kind of prep? I know you said you got into ultra cycling and you trained for 3 months. Is that all you trained to do this, or did you do extra training before this?
Yeah, so as I said, I was already into racing, and I had my regular training, which was with respect to the racing, like the sprinting and all. But as you all know, ultra cycling is totally different from short distance sprinting and racing. So to be precise, yeah, it was just this 3 months of training into ultra endurance cycling.
Gotcha. And I did your father and uncle both complete the same race before?
No, actually, but first, this record of India North to South, Kashmir to Kanyakumari, was first set by my uncle Mahindra Mahajan. He did it in 10 days,
Gotcha.
10 hours, which was then broken by the military guy, Colonel Bharat Pannu. And he did it in 8 days, 9 hours, which was a margin of 2 days over my uncle, and which got it into a great competitive scenario, and it gave it a tough standard. So I always
Gotcha.
had that in my mind to get back the record to my family from where it began, and with that motive, I attempted it.
Awesome. And what was your time?
My time was 8 days, 7 hours, and 38 minutes, which was
That's
around
awesome.
2 hours lesser than the previous record, which was 8 days, 9
Gotcha.
hours, 40 minutes.
Awesome. do you have any plans to do any more before RAM 2021, or anything else in your bag?
Yeah, so I always wanted to do the Inspire India races, the RAM qualifiers in India,
Mm-hmm.
but I have to move to the United States for my further education. So I
Mm-hmm.
am doing my bachelor's in sports management from Wichita State University in Kansas, and
Awesome.
so for that I would be have to get to US in Jan. So I would always, be in hunt of races and events that would be happening in United States, and if I get some in my bucket, I'll surely go for it.
Definitely. Great job. Lee, do you have any questions about the K2K?
Well, what was the highest mountain pass you had to cross home, and what kind of tempers did you encounter at those high passes, or anywhere that was low?
Well, so the highest pass I guess was in the beginning itself in Kashmir, and as I started from Kashmir at 6:22 early in the morning. It
Mm-hmm.
is Kashmir is supposed to be a cold place, and as I was riding throughout the day, I had the temperature was from 0 to 4 degrees Celsius. It was quite cold for me.
0 to 4, that's centigrade. For us less educated people here in the United States, that's about 32 degrees, which is cold enough.
Mm-hmm.
And if you've not done this on a bike, the thing is descending in those cold temperatures is really a challenge, isn't it?
Exactly. So
How,
not only
how did you
cold
deal with that?
temperatures. Yeah, so it wasn't only cold temperatures, but it was, strong head and cross winds.
Whew.
So at times, the winds were so strong that I had to, just uncleat my shoes, because in spite of being a descent, I wasn't able to get to a great speed. So it was
Mm-hmm.
at times it was tough balancing. So I had to uncleat my shoes and just get to the get to the next turn, walking, getting off the bike, so that again the wind direction for me changes. So yeah, those were the situations. And as far as tackling it is concerned, there were small things like using aluminium foil to wrap between the socks, and some life hacks like this, which helped a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Using plastic polythenes in between the layers of clothes, which acts as a great insulator and all. Yeah. So these things,
Gotcha.
which yeah, because of experience of my uncle, helped me a lot.
That's great. Do you think that K2K is a good thing? It's going to help you for RAM, the
Yeah,
experience?
absolutely. Because I did, this was my first ever ultra event. I had never been into an ultra cycling event before, and this was
Wow.
my first event, and I had a zero experience of ultra cycling. So what
Gotcha.
happened because of this Kashmir to Kanyakumari is that it gave me a certain level of confidence, and now I know my capabilities. I discovered myself as an ultra cyclist, which I wasn't aware of. There were some some discoveries of my own body, which the capabilities I discovered in this event, which I
Mm-hmm.
myself wasn't aware of, and it gave me a confidence of that yes, I can do this. I have a place in ultra cycling, and it is my cup of tea. That's what I came to know.
Excellent.
I was thinking about your ride from north to south. I'm guessing that you probably encountered about as many different climate situations as you can possibly. Would you describe what you went through? Were there, well, just give me a description of the various
For sure, for
climates
sure.
you encounter.
Yeah, so as I said in the beginning, from Kashmir, when I left, it was around 0 to 4 degrees Celsius. And going ahead, moving into, the major city, next major city was Delhi. And in Delhi, Delhi is supposed to be the capital of India. And
Mm-hmm.
it is a place which has a lot of fog. It's foggy, and the air quality index is not supposed to be very good. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
there's something where the visibility is a concern. So crossing Delhi, there was a lot of fog, and later on, moving ahead, all the nights were cold to be gross, because and all the days were kind of hot. the early mornings used to be cold. But yeah, then after crossing Delhi, in the later center part of Madhya Pradesh, when I crossed Gwalior, I encountered very heavy rains, which were highly unexpected. But being into an ultra event, I was already mentally prepared for those rains, so I kept going in those rains as well. And later on, in the southern part of India, from Anantapur, Bangalore, those parts in the day, it used to be too hot. So I used to be wearing ice jackets. I used to use a towel under my helmet, and all these things were. I used to use a sleeve over sleeves, other than my jerseys, and which used to be continuously, dripped with water, soaked in water. And because of this, it just helped me keep my body temperature in control.
Valerio is asking again to repeat. I think you mentioned it, but what was your highest elevation?
I'm not sure about it. I'll have to check.
Okay. Well, we know that in the northern part of India, you're in the Himalayan mountains, and
it was around 5,300 feet.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Very good. And Spiegel Bikes is here. Hello, Spiegel Bikes. We're always glad to see you.
Definitely.
Wishing you a great journey in 2021. Hope to see you soon in the United States. Best wishes, Vesna.
Thank you, Vanessa. Thank you,
Thank you again, Spiegel Bikes. You're a great supporter of this show. We love you. Well, you're 18 years old. Just turned 18 a few weeks ago, didn't you?
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, belated. And,
yes.
Thank you.
Gee whiz, Jim, what were you doing when you were 18?
I don't remember. It's been so long.
Well, I don't either. I know that I wasn't riding my bike 3,700 kilometers. That's for sure.
Definitely, that is correct.
Although, that's how I got around on the farm from one place to another. I guess that's the start of my biking career. Anyhow, so your father and your uncle are both in the medical field. Is that where you're headed?
Not actually, because I left sciences. I did my high school in commerce, and I'm heading to be a sports manager. Yeah, so I'm doing a bachelor's in sports management right now.
So
that is great.
You're not going to fill any cavities in teeth or put anybody to sleep or anything like that. You're going to manage sports, right?
Yeah.
If I remember correctly.
Yeah.
If I remember, Great. So I gather you spent some time in the United States, haven't you?
Yeah, I had been there in 2019 to crew Kabir Rasure, who was a solo finisher in 2019. Sorry. So yeah, I was crewing him for the race across America.
Okay, so you've been across, well, I see we've got several Indians in the race again. We wish you well.
Yeah,
definitely.
I would like to say that the OhioRAAM Show was a witness, not a participant, but a witness to the birth and growth of ultracycling in India. We followed along ever since it started about 9 years ago. And we're just so glad to see that, Jim.
Definitely. And we can't wait to see you come through our time stations.
Good. I'm so glad to hear that.
Definitely.
I wonder, I was going to ask Danny Chu, and I forgot to do this, Jim. Let's find out. Who is the youngest finisher of the race across America? I'll bet Danny would know.
I bet he would too.
Do you have any idea, who that might be?
I had visited the Race Across America site, and I had searched this a lot. They have mentioned a name of a rider who is said to be 18 years old. but
Mhm.
I couldn't get his perfect age, because there could be a difference of months in us if I do it in the 2021.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, when you do it, you're going to finish strong.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Very well. Okay. Thank you so much for being with us. And Gregory, if you're listening out there, I'm sorry we've had so much problems. Maybe someday we'll get this worked out.
Definitely. And I want to send a special shout out to Susan. She's my aunt from Arkansas. Happy holidays, you guys. Definitely. I saw her pop up there.
Okay, well, Susan, Jim's doing a great job here for us. And so we're going to start saying goodbye and checking out of here. But Jim, I worked so hard on that opening. I'm going to do the closing. If people want to stick around, they can see it. I'm going to play it just as soon as it's done, okay?
Definitely. That sounds great to me.
Okay, thanks everyone in 2020. Hey, we'll see you. Hey, let's, when are we back here?
I think January.
January. I had it up here. Oh, here we go. The Twisted Cyclist on January the 3rd. That's Philippe May and Mike Garcia from Switzerland. And Tracy is the crew chief. Tracy and Philippe are my favorite couple from Switzerland, and we're always glad to have them on the show. They're great people, and be glad to meet Mike. So we'll see everybody in 2021. Take care. Stay around, Mike. Happy holidays. Yeah, thank you, Spiegel. Merry Christmas from Valerio. Thank you, Valerio. We appreciate you so much. And with that, we're just going to bump our way out of here. Yeah. Stumble out, and then we're going to play the opening after the closing.
Thank you so much. It was an honor to be here.
This is Gregory Zuber, thanking you for watching and sharing.
Music by Kevin MacLeod.
Welcome to the OhioRAAM Show.
Okay, with that, we'll say goodbye, Jim.
Goodbye, everybody. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.